and I am the school garden coordinator at Silvergate Elementary, who's in charge of the lesson plans and also the lesson plan supplies. And I'm also the creator of the Rutabaga Education Curriculum. So right now we're in this crazy time where the kids are not at school and we don't have the opportunity to be out in the school gardens with our incredible volunteers. So what I've done is I've recruited my family, and we've decided that we would like to film some of the garden lessons at our home and in our home garden for you guys to watch at home with your families. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch these, and we hope that you enjoy them and learn from them. Have a good day, guys. So I'm going to teach you guys an abbreviated version, a shortened version of the 3rd and 4th grade spring week 1 lesson. And this lesson is all about garden ecosystems, the good, the bad, the buggy. So just to begin, I would ask you guys if you know what the term ecosystem means. And eco actually means environment, and system means a set of components that are all working together. So when you put ecosystem, eco and system together and get ecosystem, it means the environment working together and interacting. So an ecosystem includes the plants, the animals, and the non-living components that exist within that environment. And they can be large, like a tropical rainforest, or they can be small, like a pond or a home garden. And gardeners, seasoned gardeners, or novice gardeners, new gardeners, really want to become familiar with the creatures that live within their garden ecosystem, and they want to encourage that diversity. And it's also good to know your good guys, so we're going to call the creatures that benefit our garden the good guys, and the bad guys, the ones that harm our garden or our plants. And when you're able to recognize this, you can really create a healthy balance between those creatures. So, can you guys think of any garden animals that would benefit a fruit or vegetable garden? And hopefully you guys would tell me pollinators, so like our birds and our bees and our butterflies, ladybugs, even spiders. There's a whole list. So there are the beneficial garden creatures that we can see, and then there's also those that we can't see, those microscopic ones. But we're going to be talking about the ones that we can see with our eyes. So I told you we're going to talk about the good guys and the bad guys. So let's just go ahead, and I'm going to do this as briefly as I can, and just share some of the good guys that you want to encourage in your garden. So first of all, your bumblebees and your honeybees, we know that they're important pollinators. They drink the nectar, they take the nectar and turn it into honey. So these guys we want in our garden. Ladybugs, or ladybirds, lady beetles, they love to eat aphids, and we'll talk about those guys in a second. We don't want aphids in our garden. Pirate bugs, these are actually minute little predators, but they love to feed on harmful garden insects. Soldier beetles, also called leatherwing beetles, and these also feed on aphids and other voracious plant-eating caterpillars. Praying mantis, these guys are called praying mantis because their front legs appear as if they are praying, and they love to feast on aphids, grasshoppers, white flies, and also harmful moths. And then spiders. So unfairly thought of as dangerous, spiders are actually very beneficial to your garden. So only a few species are poisonous to humans, and some studies have shown that these guys are actually the most beneficial predator of the bad guys in your garden. So you really want to encourage them. So now we kind of know the good guys that we want to encourage in our garden. Let me show you some of the bad guys. These aren't all the bad guys, but these are some of the most common. So you've got your aphids. So these are tiny little guys, and they can be yellow, they can be gray, they can be black or reddish brown. And what they do is they're little, but they travel in large groups, and they can really take over your plant. Slugs, these guys like to come out when your garden is damp. They're quick eaters, and they sometimes eat young plants faster than they even have a chance to grow. Whiteflies, these are small, and they can really take over a space. They can even get inside of a greenhouse, or they can get inside your home if you have houseplants. Roly-polies, so these guys are good and bad. They are decomposers, and they are able to break down nutrients into the soil, and they are able to kind of remove some of the heavy metals in soil. But if you have small seedlings or seeds, they will eat those. Cabbage worms feed on plants within the brassica family. So we're talking about our kale, our cabbage, our rutabagas, our radishes. Those guys love to eat on those. Tomato hornworms, and I know you guys have seen those before. Those are those green, long worms, kind of big, puffy, like can get to the size of my finger, and have that horn on their hind. Those guys will eat they really love plants within the nightshade family. And then cutworms. These guys kind of nest below the surface of the soil, and they can eat young plants faster than they have a chance to grow. So these are the guys that we want to kind of keep an eye out for and minimize their population within our garden. So that's it. Joe, if we were doing this lesson in class, I would encourage you guys to create a wanted poster. And the wanted poster is just a way to really kind of learn those bad guys, and then you can come up with solutions about how to control their populations within your garden. And the only other thing that we would probably do after going out and actually doing some gardening is read this book about spiders by Gail Gibbons. And it's just a really good book that talks about all the beneficial things spiders actually do for the world and how important they are in your garden. And they just kind of get a bad rap. So that's it. I encourage you guys to get outdoors, see how many pollinators you can spot, plant some flowers in your garden to attract those pollinators, and that's it. Have a great day, guys. Hi guys, in all the lessons today we talked about the good guys that you want to attract to your garden, and those are your pollinators. So it's important if you have a fruit and vegetable garden to also plant flowers. Some of our favorites, we always include marigolds or calendula, zinnias, sunflowers are great, nasturtiums great, wildflowers are great, and also herbs. So maybe you want to plant some basil and maybe some lavender. But those are great additions to companion plant with your fruit and vegetables so that you produce more fruit and vegetables. You bring your pollinators pollinate the flower, and then you're able to produce the fruit. So thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.